Hi everyone, I'm putting this video together because a lot of people missed the bidding class or they still had lots of questions afterwards. So we're putting this little presentation together to show you at home, you can go through it slowly, of what you need to do to open up your bidding materials, look at everything you need to look at to make sure you're comfortable with bidding day. In the future, starting now, start opening up your emails every single day because there's lots of stuff coming to you right now for getting ready for the fall. So the next 2 Mondays, you're going to be getting your bidding packet, which you would ordinarily get in the mail, and it's got all of your bidding times, the day, the block of time you're scheduled for your phone call, and all the information that you need. So make sure you open that up. It will be at some point Monday, August 10th. The following Monday is going to be all of the bid materials. So make sure you're checking your emails every day, because if you have questions, now is the time to call us and ask us before we get to bidding day. So we're going to go through this so that at home you can push pause, stop, rewind, go back through everything, slowly go through it, use your devices at home so that you're familiar with what it's going to look like electronically. So the first thing you're going to get is an email with your bidding material with links so that you can open up the links and look at the blocks, and then you can open up another link. You're going to get 3. You're going to look at the master schedule, and then the third link you're going to look at the seniority list. So you're going to have all 3 documents that you need that you would ordinarily pick up here, but now they're going to be electronic. So you're going to get an email, and you're going to have the links are going to be, everything's going to be highlighted in yellow. You're going to click on the blue line. That's going to bring you to where you need to go. So the very first thing you're going to open up is all the information about all the runs that are going to be available to bid on. And they're going to go in block order, block 1, block 2, so forth. You're going to start with the most time and work your way down to the least amount of time. This is an example of what the summer bidding blocks looked like. This is an 8-hour block. It says it right up here, 8 hours, a.m., noon, p.m. It's an elementary. This is your route number. These are the streets it goes on. So you're going to know the area that you're going to be driving in. There's an attendant required. There's air conditioning required. Wheelchair required. The next AM block is here. It's a middle school, high school, special. This is the area that you'll be traveling in. There's a wheelchair and attendant required. All the information is the same that you would have gotten on the paper, is all right here for you to see. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like for a canceled block. It ordinarily would have been on a sheet of paper that we handed out to you in the bid room on the day of bid, and it had all the changes and deletes. It will be crossed off on your bid material that you get electronically, so you can go in at any time because these documents are going to be live, which means every time a change is made in the dispatch office, whatever time of the day you log on, you can see the most recent updates of all of these documents. When it's canceled, they're going to draw a black line through everything so that you know that that block has been deleted.
You go down to the 2s, right?
Yeah, go down to show. I'm going to show you what it looks like if it's just like a 2-hour block or a 4-hour block. We're going to start with 8 hours again, and we're going to work our way down to 2-hour blocks.
They're coming.
That's okay.
The heck are they? Oh, here they are. Okay.
So we get all the way down to the bottom, and here you go. Here's your 2-hour blocks. It's just going to show the one block, the route number, what it is. It was an elementary school. This is the town, the area in that you're going to be driving. And there's no attendant required on this particular block. See, there's nothing checked. If there's an attendant required, it will be checked in the attendant box. So if you're an attendant and you're looking at the blocks, look at the ones that have attendant checked. Make sure you look for this. So now we're going to go and show you the master schedule. You're going to go back to your email, open up that link, and we're going to show you what it looks like. This is the summer master schedule. When you get the one for fall, there will be no names here because they're going to be put in on bidding day as people bid on work. So as soon as someone takes a run, the name gets typed in and you'll know who took what. The attendants bid first, as always. Their names will be here. And then the drivers, as they bid, their names will be put in here. Again, with the master schedule, all the information goes across in block number order. So you have block 1, 8 hours, and all the way across is all of the information that was on the bidding material, the blocks. The same as always, it's going to have your start times and your end times, the total amount of hours in each block. See, start 6:30 to 9:30, a 3-hour block. 9:50 to 12:50, a 3-hour block. Over here, it's going to show you everything it showed you on the blocks. Is it an elementary run? Is it a high school run? All the other schools will be listed here. They weren't for summer because we didn't go there for summer, but for the fall bid, all the schools will be listed. Everything will be checked. Everything that it comes with that, an attendant, a harness, a car seat. If it's an off-campus route, if it goes to Chango, if it goes to Octay, Gowanna, all of that will be here as always. If you go over to the end where it always was, you will see if it's an off-campus school where it's going. So this particular one went to Parsons, LaSalle, Albany, St. Anne. That will all still be in the same spot as it was on those big papers that we used to flip through in the bid room. It's all right here. You just have to look at it, read this one across. Everything is there for the whole block for that 8 hours.
And again, if it's been deleted, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna see it there too. All right.
So when you get this home, do your homework. Take out a sheet of paper or a notebook. Write down your most favorite to least favorite choices so that you're ready on bidding day. As you see those bids go, you can cross off what you were looking at so you know, so you're ready when it's your turn to bid. So make sure that you have your list ready because to flip back and forth through all this when it's your turn, you're not going to have time to do that. You have to be ready before. On bidding day, we're going to give you a phone call, and when I call you and someone from the dispatch office calls, we call that being on deck. So what that means is you're kind of in a holding pattern because there's 2 people ahead of you that are already on deck and there's 1 person in the bid room. You have an opportunity to talk to one of us when you're on deck if you have any last minute questions, if you need us to check something for you, see if you're looking at 5-hour blocks but maybe there's a 6-hour block left, or you're looking to see who bid what. Give us a couple questions. We'll have time to answer those while you're on deck, but as soon as it's your time to go in, you will be put right into the bid room on speakerphone, and in that bid room will be Mr. Karam, Ms. Thomas, your union representative, Anastasia Jerome, and Belinda Govich. That you will be on speakerphone with all of those people, and you will bid at that time.
So, let's talk about that process next. Hi everyone, Anastasia here, if you can't recognize me past this mask, our new normal. So, as you come in from the dispatch team, they're going to give me the information as to who's the next employee that's coming in, and they're going to verify your email address. So again, be sure to have your email open at all times. You want that open the morning you get up of your bidding day. Have it open, be prepared, be ready, because that's how we communicate with you to let you know if your block scheduled time might have been 10 to 12. We're going to let you know in advance if we're running a little early. It went by really smooth this summer, so we just want to make sure that you're being told if something's happening sooner than what we are giving to you as an estimated arrival time. So please be ready, log in early, check your information. That's the great thing about Google. You can check it any time of the day. You can check it at midnight if you want. It's a live document. It updates constantly when it's being touched. So if Mr. Karam is touching something in the bid room and entering in your employee's, your colleague's name, that is going to be a live feed for you to see. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to ask you a couple of questions in regards to bidding and how the process goes. So when you come into the bid room for me, what's going to happen is most likely Bernie or myself or Mr. Karam or Belinda might say good morning and ask us your information. So we're going to ask you a couple of pieces of information. Your email address will have been already verified when you were in the on-deck area, which was with Lisa, Valerie, or Lori. That's your time to ask questions. That's your time to be what we used to have as the pre-bidding room with Bernie Thomas. That's where you would actually be and you would ask those questions, get some more clarification on it. But because you've done your homework, that would also be a really great time to say, hey, you know what, I only looked at blocks that were 4 hours and under because I knew I was kind of middle of the road on the seniority list and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't get over eager and think I was going to get that 8-hour day. That would be a great time to ask while you're on deck is, hey, I really only researched my homework on 4 hours. Can you tell me if there's anything that's still available that might be more than 4 hours? That's a great opportunity. So that way you're not having to quickly go back through and look. They can give you that information very quickly. So Lisa, if you wouldn't mind, if you go ahead and click next, I'm already going to have that email information ready. We're going to ask you a couple of questions. It's going to be really simple, everybody. I'm going to ask you your name. So I'm going to have Lisa go ahead and put her name in here. And then I'm going to ask you what's your block choice. You already know it. Look at your little sheet of paper. You've done your homework. So Lisa, what's your AM block choice?
23.
She put in 23. That's her block choice. Great. And how many hours is that? Is that 3 hours? Perfect. So that one starts at 6 o'clock in the morning and it goes to 9 o'clock in the morning. That's wonderful. So with that being said, I'll be entering all this in for you guys. This will all be coming to you electronically. You're not having to do anything other than feed me the information. Belinda's going to be in that room giving me the exact start and end times of those blocks so that way we're not flipping and going through pages like you remember me doing in the bid room in years past. Your noon choice was 84. It's a 2-hour run and it goes from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And then just go ahead and click that drop down. It'll go right to the PM. There you go.
Can't get the zero then.
Technology sometimes, right? And then Lisa, what's your PM block choice? Block 90. Great. Another 3-hour run. Awesome. You got yourself an 8-hour day. That's wonderful. That goes from 1 to 4. She's having us time. So she's having us stop. What's up?
Well, because you guys.
Okay, everyone, sorry we had a little bit of a technical issue where we had to stop really quickly and make some adjustments. So the PM block she had chose was for 3 hours, so it's going to be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. She earned herself a total 8 hours a day through the day for the bidding. So also on that master schedule that Lisa just showed you just a few minutes ago, on there is your day count. So you'll know that if it was 180 days or 172, but because she bid 8 hours, that is actually her maximum bid. That is something that in the bidding rooms before you used to have to initial off on the bottom corner that you either bid maximum hours or not. That is your choice in regards to that. So down here, she's working all Shenendehowa School, so it's going to be a 180-day count. And then the question is, are you a proxy for another employee? Basically that question I'm going to be answering and not having you answer for me, only for the simple fact that I'm going to know that information based off of the pre-bidding data that you provided to me. Go ahead and click next. And at this point in time, I'm going to tell you to please open up your email, which should already be open up on your device, either on your laptop or tablet or even your cell phone. And I'm going to ask you to look at your email and review it. The document that's going to come through to you is actually going to say your employees' bid choices for the fall of 2020-2021 school year. You're going to have that information on there, and I'm going to ask you to open that email and review it. I want you to verify with us at that point in time that those are the block numbers that you chose, the start and the end times that are on the schedule that you had seen and you are verifying, and that at that point in time, if you agree with that bid, I'm going to ask you, do you agree with the bid that has been provided to you at this time? Your answer will hopefully be back to me yes, and that there'll be no technical issues, that we won't have to reprocess. But if it is a no, we can easily make that adjustment and reprocess that again and send you the correct information. So when you say yes at that point in time, that is your electronic signature basically. That is your verbal consent that you are agreeing to the bid. And at that point in time, Bernie Thomas and your CSEA union representative will be here. They will initial off on that you have verified and reviewed that information and you are agreeing to the bidding choices that you made today. All right, Lisa, what else?
I'm going to bring us into staff, and we're going to talk about the self-certified form.
Oh yeah, the self-certified form. Everybody's got to do that now, okay? You can see it right there. So self-certified form, we need to do that every single day. You need to do that 1 hour prior to your arrival to school, before your run begins. There's many reasons for that. Number one is for the health and safety of you and your colleagues and all the children that you'll be transporting that day. Number two is our dispatch team needs to know if you are good to go. And if you're good to go, you're going to get a green thumbs up and you'll be able to come on into the office without any issues, okay? So you're going to go through some questions. So here's how the process goes. We need you to self-monitor for so many symptoms related to what could be COVID or what could be related to what you think is an explainable situation, such as you've got muscle aches because you were raking the yard or shoveling the snow. You'll be able to explain that particular symptom, okay? So fevers, chills, sweating, temperature over 100, new or worsening cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, muscles or body aches unrelated to the physical activity, new loss of taste or smell, unusual or worsening sore throat, nausea or vomiting, or diarrhea. So when you click next, you just need to put in your information. So your last name and your first name. And it doesn't matter if it's capitals or not. As you can see, that'll be absolutely fine. And then here's the other criteria that you need to know. I've got some of you folks that are dual employees and you need to work in both the high school, East cafeteria, or maybe in food service, or maybe you're a hall monitor or a special ed monitor in the school. You need to fill it in for each building you go to. So if you are a dual employee, you'll need to do this twice. And again, you'll have to select the building. That goes to the department head to let them know that you have in fact self-certified for the day. So again, actually, if you can read this note, this is the most critical thing to read on this document. Note, answer yes, only for symptoms that you cannot explain or have reason to believe may be COVID related. For example, I do have sore muscles, but I did strenuous yard work yesterday. Or I do have a sore throat, but I've always had allergy symptoms this specific time of the year. So be cognizant of that, okay, before answering the next questions. So the question is, today or in the past 24 hours, have you had any of these symptoms? The symptoms are the ones that we just read above. So Lisa has none. The next question is, have you traveled outside of New York State, and is any of those states on the COVID advisory travel list for New York State? If you don't know about a state, you should be checking. So if you've just traveled, you should really check this if you've traveled within the last 14 days, always check this link. So go ahead and click that link, and it'll bring you to the New York State website where you can actually scroll down and actually see the list of the restricted states that are right there. If you're in any of those states within the last 14 days, you need to answer that following question as a yes. So Lisa's stating she did not travel, which is good. And then in the past 14 days, have you been exposed to anyone who is a confirmed positive COVID-19 case? And answer for Lisa is going to be no, but our main question is do you know if you've been exposed? It's a very common question that we receive, And the answer is the Department of Health is going to contact you if you have been exposed. So you will be aware if in fact you were exposed in the last 14 days. So as you can see, Lisa got a thumbs up and a thank you for submitting the form, but she's not complete yet. You must hit that green submit button on that bottom. If in fact you get a red thumbs down face on this, you need to immediately hit the submit button, pick up the phone, and contact your supervisor and let them know immediately that you cannot report to work that day. Lisa?
Okay, I'm just gonna go over a couple more things about health and safety protocols. Obviously, we have to wear masks at all times. They have to be up above your nose and down under your mouth. They can't be under your nose like this. You can't raise them, you can't wear them under your chin. They can't be worn like that. They have to be worn above your nose and all the way down under your chin. All times, in every building, on the bus, at least when you're next to people that you can't socially distance from outside. When you come into the building, you can't come in unless you do the self-certify form. It has to be done. Even if you're just visiting, it has to be done. When you come into the building, there are sign-in sheets so that we can contact trace. So there's sign-in sheets. When you get to a building, you're going to sign in the time you're there, and when you're ready to leave, you're going to sign out and put the time that you're done. That is for New York State contact tracing. That is our new reality. We are doing that. We're going to be taking attendance on the buses. We're going to be having seating charts for elementary, middle, and high school, and they have to stay in their assigned seats. That's what we are doing. There's hand sanitizer stations all over the building. Use them frequently. If you're going to sign in and sign out and touch the pen that everybody else touched, sanitize your hands. I'm missing something.
Time cards and extra work we talked about.
Okay, so there's no more time cards because we're trying to get rid of all that paper, because we know that the paper, according to the New York State guidelines and the CDC, carries the germs. So in order to reduce the spread of the virus, we have tried to go as paperless as possible. So if after bidding, you get your block times, those stay the same. So you don't have to fill out a time card because we know you're working your block. Those are your contracted hours. If you work extra over that block, if you sub a run for somebody, or you pick up a high school run, or you rescue a bus that broke down, there will be a form on the dispatch counter where you will fill in what you worked extra, and we will sign that. We will initial it, and that will be the time card that goes to Anastasia. She will get one piece of paper every day instead of 300 time cards every week. Absence forms are now online, so you're going to get links to the absence forms. The people that have worked over the summer have been using the absence forms. You fill them out online. You still call out sick the day that you're calling out sick and let us know you're not coming in, and then you will fill out that absence form right after you call out sick. You can fill them out in advance for a time that you need off in the future. But for illness, that day, it's still a phone call to your supervisor before your shift, and then you fill out the absence form.
That includes the weekends.
And that includes the weekends.
Please don't put it on the absence form and not fill it in and not notify your supervisors. So if you're feeling sick on Sunday afternoon and you know you're not coming in on Monday, you still need to call your supervisor on Monday morning, okay?
So
What else we got?
At this time, everything has a little different because of COVID. So just be patient. It's new procedures for everybody. Nobody has done this before. This is new for all of us. It's a work in progress and it changes all the time. So bear that in mind as we go forward into the school year. It's going to look very different, and we're all going to try to roll with it as best we can.
And something we talked about in the classes over the last 2 days is some of the questions we've had from staff are, and this a frequent one was, well, I don't get internet service at my home, or I don't have good connectivity, it's very spotty, or I don't have a device. We're not telling you to buddy up with somebody. You need to keep social distance, you need to keep yourself protected. But we also need you to take responsibility for your work, your job. This is what Lisa describes, as I've heard in the last couple of days, this is your next year. This is what you're building. This is what you're working for to support your family, your home, loved ones that you might be caring for. This is your livelihood. So we need you to take responsibility, please, for that. So if you know you don't have good service and you know that your cell service is spotty in that area, or God forbid you lose power that day of your actual bid day, take that action and take that necessity and say, I'm going to call in to the transportation department and say, oh my God, something just happened. I lost all power and I have no internet service. I need to bid. Call in. We'll be able to take care of you. We'll hold you on deck if we need to hold you on deck until it's your time. We just need you to take that action because we're not sitting in your home. We don't know what's happening there. It's not like it used to be in the past where you kind of would be all congregating around here and you would see Jane Polatsky running around trying to find you guys in the bathroom or outside and down a hallway or chatting with somebody in the routing department. We're not going to be able to do that. So we need you to take that action to make sure that you do not get skipped. We don't want that to happen. We want you guys to have your work. We want you guys to have it in the order of what is right to you. You earned those seniority numbers. They're yours. We don't want to miss you. So make sure you call us and take action, okay?
So on bidding day, when it's your turn to bid, your day, there's 3 things that you should have opened up on whatever device you're using. Open up your Shen email, open that first, and see if we've sent anything new to correspond with you to tell you how it's going. Are we running early? Are we running late? Please look at your email that day and get acclimated to what's going on. Open up the tab for your summer bid materials and then open up the master schedule. Those are the only 3 things that you need to open up on bidding day. You're going to keep going back and forth between the master schedule and your email. Just keep checking back and forth. You're going to see the names fill in. Start crossing the stuff off that is gone. Keep an eye on stuff that's still available that you like. You know how to track what you're interested in. If you have any questions, write them down so that when we call you and you're on deck, you're ready to ask us those questions, okay? Because you're going to have about 5 minutes with us before it's time for us to transfer that call into the bid room. If you get home and after looking at all of these videos and you still are having trouble online and accessing this information, please call the office because we don't want to get that call at 4 o'clock on Wednesday night before bid starts on Thursday. That's not the time to call. So please look at it ASAP, see if you can manipulate it, maneuver around, and make sure you can work everything. And if you can't, call us. The earlier the better.
Yep. And, you know, we talked about it, and I know I've sent out some information, everybody, on downloading the Gmail app so you can actually have it on your device, on your cell phone. A lot of you have done phenomenal jobs in getting that on your cell phone and actually having that ability to see your emails pretty quickly. So as a last step for you guys, I'm going to show you something that I gave everybody that came into one of the bidding classes as a homework assignment. I really want you guys to be able to access everything that we are doing in Shenendehowa Transportation and district-wide. Everything is Google-driven. So with it being Google-driven, the greatest thing that you can do is access your internet at home. It could be on your tablet, your iPad, your cell phone if you only have a cell phone, a smartphone, or your good old-fashioned relic of a desktop. I don't know many people that still have them, but they still are out there. I know I still have one. So with that being said, I want you to go over and go to your browser. Your browser might be Chrome. Your browser might be Firefox, Microsoft Edge, wherever you go to try to go shopping on Amazon.com, or try going to those favorite websites that you have, or maybe Netflix if you're trying to watch something on television because you watch it on your computer. So here's what we're going to do. When you actually log on, I want you to go to Google.com. Our computer systems are Chrome-based, so therefore Google.com is the first thing. But I'm going to actually show you what it would look like if you typed in Google.com in your search browser. This is what's going to pop up. You're going to see it like that. This is what it looks like. go ahead and click on that link. When you click on this link, as you see, it brings you back to Google. Google always looks different. Some days it's funky and jumping around. Every day it's something different on there. So what I need you to do is I want you to go up here in this right-hand corner. You'll see the word sign in. Hopefully you guys can see that there. If you are signed in already, you should see an icon there. It's a circle. It might have your initial in it, your favorite picture of something if you've modified it. But go ahead and click sign in, and you would want to add another account. Now, if you have already got yours on here, that's wonderful. We just need you to click on it. So as you can see, I'm logging into my shenschools.org account. So there I am. Click on my name, and now I have to enter in my password. So you need to, again, put your full shenschools.org email address. That's typically almost every employee, the first 4 letters of your last name, the first 4 letters of your first name at shenschools with an S.org. Once you use this and you log in, I want you to go ahead and click next. Typically what happens in this top right-hand corner is it'll say save your password. Save your password, everyone. That's your computer, your device. Go ahead and save it. And then you'll get everything that you need for Shenendehowa. This is your work stuff. There's where if you need to go to a Google meeting, if we're having a safety meeting. That's where if I come back here, look, I'm still there. I didn't go anywhere. I can click here. I can go over to my email if I want it. If while I'm in my email, I want to go into something else, I'm just going to go over here and click on my drive. You can get to everything that you need just by being logged into google.com on your laptop or Chrome device, cell phone, if not more. So that was the one big thing that we talked about, was giving you that homework assignment. And then just downloading the apps to your phone. Download Gmail. It's just a big old M. And you can find that in your Android store or your Apple Play store, I think is what it is. And you can even download, if you want, Google Drive and Google Chrome. Those are tools, things to assist you. Once you download those on your device, again, you're going to log in, just like you just logged into google.com. So hopefully this answers a lot of your questions and helps you along this new journey that we're all facing. Every one of us are. We're learning just as much as you are, and things are changing constantly. Excuse me. Can't breathe and talk with this thing on. So
It's hard.
It is hard. So with that being said, if you have any questions, as Lisa said, and we've all said all along this journey, call us here. Set up an appointment. We will work with you. I can't tell you how many people I've helped countlessly so far, as well as my fellow colleagues that have assisted. We've hosted classes trying to help you. So it's just like I said to every other class, I'm going to say it to you guys again. You guys would have to teach me how to drive a bus, or you guys would have to teach me how to be a monitor. And that's what we're here doing to try to do, is teach you guys how to use our new technology and our new way of being a transportation team. So let's work this all together and be helpful, understanding, and know that we're going to get through this together, okay? Thanks so much.
Thank you. Good luck.